let's take a look at this chapter. The explosive events in the forest cabin. So there's sort of two phases to this game, the exploring phase and the thinking phase. We're going to do the exploring phase first, which is basically clicking on everything. It's information overload, but it's where we start to work out what exactly is going on with each case, and then at any point we can go and work out what we need to find. So we can see that there's a lot of words that we need to find. We'll discover words as we play this game, and we also need to discover 8 people, and we're also going to get another puzzle on the right hand side there. I like clicking on things. That's what it is. So let's look at the saddlebag. But until I miss something, and it's like really obvious, and I just miss it. The saddlebag. Hi, horsey. Hello. Horses freak me out. They're just too big. So this is Burkham Workhouse. Okay, so in the saddlebag there is this. Henchman for hire in the Timber Brook region. There's Billy Cracker. So we've got 2 names here. Oakwood Gang, Brawler and Robber. Hardy Abe, Burkham Workhouse. Brawler has a cart. Little Billy, Hobbs Gang. So we've got Billy Cracker and Little Billy. So we've got 2 Billies. Hobbs Gang burglar enters through chimneys. Does he now? He's little, that's why. Good evening, Ali Law Law Law. We are solving some cases tonight. So do come and help me with that. Jack Nails, Timberbrook Inn, burglar and picklock. He's good with that. So that is what is in there. There's also this. What is that? A box of confectionery. And there's also this. 6 hats. Interesting. Most of them have got flowers on. Maybe not that one. Maybe that is a flower on top. Don't know. Anyway, 6 hats. Why have we got 6 hats? I bet it's going to be related to whatever is in here. Let's take a look. It's like the animation from Catchphrase in the early 90s, isn't it? Say what you see. Okay. Look, this looks like a dead un. The man is breathing, but appears to have lost consciousness. Okay, not a dead un. And we have seen him before, haven't we? I think we probably have. It's the EC, that's Edmund Cloudsley, I think. I do not care what means you use to acquire what I need, but remember to be discreet, as always. Note that I do not want it to be too decayed. The more recently it has died, the better. Oh, absolutely, Chess. Remember to take your anti-radiation pills just in case for 2 in a row, you know. One of the old workhouse geezers croaked yesterday. I will arrange for a cart to move the corpse if you send me directions. And be quick before they bury him. I do not want to dig him up that stiff. He's got some money, 5 shillings and 3pence, a key and a loaded pistol. And the word we got out of that was shot, which is not one of these words. Okay, so yeah, this looks like... Is that an actual person just with a scarecrow hat? No, that's a scarecrow in a wooden coffin. So that isn't a corpse, that is a scarecrow. But he's got blood on his head. Interesting. He's conscious. Sorry, he's not conscious, but he is breathing. Who are you? Ah, by the gods, what was that? Gentleman robber strikes in Westbrook. The infamous gentleman robber, Walter Keane, with a number of unnamed associates, held up a coach on the southern road leading out of Westbrook. Betty was strong to lift it up. The scoundrel robbed the passengers of all their valuables, kissing a young lady, and then left. This is already the 5th robbery by the infamous gentleman, who, as is his custom, appeared wearing an impeccable suit and a new hat in the latest city style. The reward for catching Walter Keane has been increased to £100. I'd do that for £100 these days, let alone back in 1788. Now, we're given a picture of this hat, so maybe it is his horse, Walter Keane's horse, because he's got 6... Well, no, he's got a picture of horses, a picture of hats in here, isn't it? It's not the hats themselves. It's just a picture of these, and if I had to guess, it was this one that was on his head. This top left one, I think, in the diagram. So let's just have a quick look. I think it was that one. Let's go in here and have a look at this. Difficult to tell, but it's the closest out of those 6. Hi Jesso, how you doing? What's this saying? Everyone, you are not to visit any village or city without my permission. At no point may you disclose the location of the cabin. Mr. David Goran, you are in charge of all security in arms. Now, he was the butler in Chapter 5, I think. Lucia Smith, you will taste any food you cook before it is presented to me. And Little Pip, you are in charge of Black Bestia and Golden Doubloon. Both must be fed daily. They sound like horses. Edmund Cloudsley. Okay. Who are you? Go Coin Go. So the dog is Coin. That is Little Pip. That is Little Pip from... I remember him from last week. That is Little Pip. Is this Coin? Rawr. Hang on. Rawr. Wasn't David Goran the coachman? I can check. I thought he was the... one of the buttles. One of the butlers. Who are you? Ah! Oh, whoops. So, sword, that gave us the word stabbed. A ring with a ruby. Everyone who's entangled in this golden idol business seems to have this red ruby. A wrapped piece of confectionery and another loaded pistol. I think that's everything here. Oh, he's got one of those hats. He's got one of the 6 hats as well, hasn't he? What have we got in here? Oh, let's get... Okay. Oh, of course, this is we were told it was going to be something explosive. Something's gone boom. There's the golden idol. Which now has this. Oh, so that looks like a weight of some kind. A small weight that is tied to a pull-down lever at the back of the idol. So that appears to have triggered, you know, that's pulled this thing down, and that appears to have caused the explosion. Because it looks like it was hidden in, whatever this is, a shard of a vase, a vase. Okay, what have we got here? Okay, so that looks like it... that's part of the door, isn't it? A bolt. So it's probably bolted shut from the inside? Door. Yes, it was bolted shut from the inside. There we go. A club. What is in your arm? Okay, so he's got like a tattoo of... I'm going to say nails. 2 nails. Hi, Aidan. How you doing? Okay, who are you? You have on you. I finally have the location of my target. Meet us on November the 10th, Friday, in the Timberbrook Inn, and bring all your tools. You get your share as we agreed. Set of lockpicks. Okay. We had someone about a lockpick earlier. In the horse, I think there was a list of people in the saddlebag, not in the horse. There was a list of people. One of them was a locksmith, so we can work out who he is. There is a saw and a loaded pistol. What do we got here? Oh, hello. You've got the sigil of EC on you for Edmund Cloudsley. This Edmund Cloudsley's not a nice chap. He's a politician. Of course, he's not going to be a nice chap. Ha ha ha. So who are you? Okay. Vacuum. So these are these. So the golden idol obviously can be used to make magical things happen. It's already been used for spontaneous combustion in one of the earlier chapters. Now it looks like vacuum. This simply did not work. After I aimed at the sealed vessel and activated the idol, both air and vessel disappeared. On further consideration, it was an obvious mistake. Vacuum V2 attempted with this input, and it was a definite improvement. It decreased the amount of air, but curiously, still did not create a complete vacuum in the sealed vessel. And I'm quickly just going to skip back because I want to see what is currently on the idol. So that is, so it's sort of a cane and 2 squares in a couple of lines. That's the relevant logo that we want to look at. Number 2, so it's neither of these. Gold filtering. The target must contain some gold for this to work. Seawater is a suitable target, for example. However, a great deal of seawater would be required for this to yield any significant amount. Perhaps I should try it on a ship in the open sea. First step, get gold by aiming at target. Second step, aim at empty vessel to retrieve it. Fine, so you can get gold with this idol. Apple. Unknown effect. If the implications of this are what I surmise, this could be a tremendous discovery. The next step is to progress from fruit to some more advanced organic matter. I must ask David to fetch me a dead body for further experiments. This is vitally urgent. Okay, so that's why a body was wanted. So, okay, interesting. spontaneous combustion. Now, we had spontaneous combustion in one of the earlier chapters. You cannot combust the target if you have not performed the freezing beforehand. Interesting. The speed at which heat is increased appears to be influenced by how strongly I press the trigger and how long I have performed the freezing, this bit, before it. Freezing the target rapidly can create curious side effects. For example, I should be careful when freezing water in a sealed bottle. It exploded and the glass shards flew everywhere. That's basic physics. Basic physics. And then there's this. Safety notice. Upon pulling the trigger, if the glyph input is meaningful, the idol will perform the intended action on the target. It can see. If the eye is red, it is ready for that input, and it will turn blue afterwards. If the eye is blue, you can only perform that input, and it will turn red afterwards. Well, the golden idol at the moment, I think, has got a blue eye, hasn't it? I'm just wondering if this is actually freezing. So it's got a blue eye, and it's got that and that. Now, I will admit, I stopped paying attention to the symbols. Well, it's not that, is it? It's 2 squares and a... It's not that. It's not that. It's this vacuum. So that is what it was trying to do. No, sorry. It was the opposite of that. So it would have been the opposite of that, I think. Ah, true, Sean, but with water, we know that water's a weird thing. Another loaded pistol. Okay, so he's hiding in there, and we've got here some fruit! A rotten apple and a green apple. So I think those were probably both rotten, and he's sort of given it the breath of life, or he's rejuvenated one of those apples. Okay, right. Let's take a look at what we need to find out then. So we need to find all of this information. We also need to work out the identities of these 8 people. I mean, that's coin, wasn't it? I mean, there's a doubloon there. That's that. And we need to find out these empty slots. Interesting. Okay, I think we'll start with these empty slots, because we could just do that. Using this booklet. So what does the cane mean? So for that input, so that means red and blue, maybe. This one I want to be vacuum. Where's vacuum? There is no word for vacuum there. Okay, this is going well. We know that one was combustion, wasn't it? Oh, I'm running away from this. I don't understand it. What? So the vacuum, which is that... Both air and vessel disappeared. Oh, absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to need to know each of these symbols for future levels, I would imagine. So that first bit, so that bit. Let's work out who's who. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run away. Okay, that's Little Pip, because we just know that from a previous chapter. Now, you, the dog. Little Pip says, go, coin, go. Now, the only coin here is a doubloon, so I'm assuming it's doubloon, but... It's got to be golden doubloon then, because... that's the only 2 words that make a perceptible coin, I think. So I'm going to put golden... And here's a golden dog, isn't it? I think golden doubloon is what I'm going to call him. You. Now, we know that you've got a set of lockpicks on you. No, who has... Someone had a set of lockpicks on them. Who was it? Who had the lockpicks? You had the lockpicks. So that is you. So we know from the horse that someone here is a picklock. So that is Jack Nails, because all the others, it's not you. So you are Jack Nails. Where's Nails? There's Nails. So we've got him. Golden doubloon was in the letter. Was he now? The infamous gentleman Robert Walter Keane has held up some associates. So that is that hat. Do we have that hat in here? Is that hat? I think that's that hat. So let's have a look at that hat. And now look over here. I'm going to say that that's Walter Keane. You are Walter Keane. Walter Keane. Now you, I'm certain that you were in a previous chapter, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look through previous chapters and try and find you. You're not there. You're going to be in here. I swear you're in a previous chapter. Swear you're in a previous chapter. Back. Chapters 3 and 4. Really? Ah, it's you, isn't it? So who are you? You are David Goran. Okay, yeah, so someone else was right about David Goran. That's good. No, it's the wrong one. So we know that you, whilst unwell, you are David Goran. You must be... So Edmund Cloudsley has brought a few of his people with him. Little Pip is underneath the table there. That is David Goran. So you are Mrs. Lucia Smith. So let's put you in there and you in there. Right, who are you? You've got a sword, you've got a pistol, you've got a piece of confectionery, which means it's your horse, because there was... So we've got a tin of confectionery here, and of course, wrapped confectionery over there. So I'm assuming you are Hardy Abe because you have come from the Birkham warehouse and have a cart. So you've got to be Hardy Abe. So that is you. And so that leaves you in the horse confectionery. That's not a phrase I wanted to hear today. Little Pip is in charge of Black Bestia and Golden Doubloon. Both must be fed daily. I'm assuming Black Bestia is the horse, because you are not a... Because the colours, the horse is sort of... The horse is not golden. If I had to guess, you're Golden Doubloon and not Black Bestia. Why have we got the word cracker there? What was the phrase, Chess T? Who haven't I found then? Who haven't I found? Oh, the person in here. So how do I find out who you are? Oh, hang on, yeah, is that just Edmund Cloudsley? That is just Edmund Cloudsley, isn't it? Because I'm going to quickly go back to chapter 2, where we first met. Chapter 3, Edmund Cloudsley is here. I don't... Good. I'm just writing down I don't like horse confectionery. Yeah, he's got the right chin for it. So that must be a wig. That must be a wig. He's the Bill Nye. Yes. Yeah. So, I'm going to put these in, and we're going to find out whether we are correct or not. So that is Edmund Cloudsley. Not filled in correctly. So at least 2 of these are wrong. At least 2 people are wrong. David Gorin, I know, is right. Lucia Smith is right. Little Pip is right. Golden Doubloon, technically, we don't know, is correct. Hardy Abe. I'm trying to remember who Jack Nails is now. Who's Jack Nails? Jack Nails. This is... So Jack Nails has got... Oh, he's also got the hand. He's got nails on his hand, so that's probably Jack Nails. Okay, good. Happy with that. He's the lockpick as well. I finally met the location of my target. Meet us at the Timberbrook Inn and bring all your tools. So he's got his tools on him. You get your share as we agreed. Oh, WK. Well, this must be WK then, rather than... So that must be Walter Keane. Who's Walter Keane? Yes, there's Walter Keane. So Walter Keane was talking to Jack Nails to discuss the share or whatever. And Edmund Cloudsley has blown him up. That looks like what has been going on. Boom, indeed. Club. Do we know who that is? Yes, I went on the hat, didn't I? Okay. Yeah, absolutely, Arch. Yeah. What do I know of Walter Keane? So, in this, Walter Keane has robbed passengers of all their valuables, kissing a young lady, then left. This is the 5th robbery by the infamous gentleman, who was wearing an impeccable suit and the new hat in the latest style. Hola, Foggy! Hope you're doing well. Happy. I hope you had a lovely time and grilled lots of things. Yes, I'm now wondering if this is Walter Keane, because he's sort of got... But then why, in this, have we got that hat? Because this hat is in the diagram in here as well. That's that hat, I guess. No, it's that hat, isn't it? So if that is Walter Keane, then who's Hardy Abe? Hardy Abe must be this person then. Why? And we are in November now. But was it November or December that we were in? We're in November, because today is November the 10th. So you must be Hardy Abe then? Why do I think you are Hardy Abe? No. So he's found the target, and WK has sent him this letter. So that is Walter Keane. So you must be Hardy Abe. But why do I think you are Hardy Abe, and not say Abe Golden Doubloon or something like that? How do I know who you are? Is it the hat? Hang on. Over here, he had a letter on him. So get the body for me. That's what that letter says. One of the old geezers at the workhouse croaked yesterday. I don't remember where I found Hardy Abe. That's true. Let's see if I can find it again. Is it in here? Okay. Brawler has a cart, but what we expect has happened is that the robber held up a coach months ago, admittedly. So that isn't Hardy Abe on the horse anymore because he's stolen it. Is there anyone with a club? Brawler, robber. It's not Little Billy. It's not the Picklock. And if it isn't Hardy Abe, because he has a cart. So he's either Hardy Abe or Billy Cracker, basically. From the Burkham Workhouse. But I don't think so. It's just... Brawler and robber. So I think it's Billy Cracker. But I'm not completely sold on it. So Billy Cracker. I'm going to put Golden Doubloon back in again because I don't see why that was wrong. 2 or fewer slots are incorrect. So you're not Billy Cracker. You must be someone Abe. Who is it? It wasn't Billy Cracker, was it? What did I mean? Do I mean Hardy Abe? Then I do mean Hardy Abe. There we go. We know who everybody is then. So, there we are. So I'm a little bit confused as to why he's there. Well, maybe he held him up. And anyway. It's because I swear it was stolen by Walter Keane, so therefore it couldn't be Hardy Abe. So someone needed a along with accomplices, delivered a So someone needed a corpse. So that's going to be Edmund Crowdsley, needed a corpse. Where are you, Edmund? That's how we're going to start. Someone, along with accomplices, delivered. It's not going to be a scarecrow, is it? It's just going to be a corpse. Upon entering, suddenly, Suddenly, Oh, it's, oh, no. Meanwhile, So that's going to be, meanwhile, Edmund Cloudsley, it's either going to be increased or decreased the amount of air in a sealed vase. When and entered the room, the and killed them both. So that is going to be, so it's those two. So it's going to be Hardy Abe and Jack Nails when they entered the room. No, maybe. But the room was locked from the inside. But yeah, the vase exploded makes sense. I think that's got to be decreased because we were making a vacuum. That's what Meredith says, so that's good. So upon entering, suddenly shot or stabbed or clubbed. I want it to be golden nugget? No, golden doubloon. I want him to be him eating, shouting at... no, so upon entering, it's probably Walter Keane, suddenly... oh, clubbed! That makes sense. He's going to come in. He's come in. No. The person with the club is you. So, you've entered and you've done something to this person. It would appear to be a club though, because it's on the head. He's breathing but has lost conscious. But anyway, so upon entering, we know that that Walter Keane has come in and done something to David Gorin. Just need to work out what it is. So Edmund Crowdsley needed a corpse. Someone, along with accomplices, delivered a corpse. Now, who is that someone? One of the old workhouse geezers, croaked yesterday. I will arrange for a cart to move the corpse. Ah, so it's at the workhouse. There's the cart. There's the workhorse. There you are. So it's the person. That's why he was there. It's Hardy Abe. Hardy Abe has provided the corpse. There we go. So Hardy Abe, along with the compasses, delivered a corpse. Although they delivered a scarecrow, really, didn't they? But scarecrow isn't... No, they delivered a coffin. They didn't deliver a corpse. They delivered a coffin. Walter Keane suddenly... I'm going to say shocked because he had a pistol. David Vigora. At least 3 of these are wrong. Meanwhile, Edmund Cloudsley decreased the amount of air in a sealed vase. That's where we're going wrong, isn't it? I want to say shot. It might have been... I don't think it was clubbed. Yeah. Sodding idle. Okay. So let's take a look at some of these things then. But we're building up a lovely picture of what's going on. So we've got Kane with a dot and the circle. Both air and vessel disappear. And then the vacuum, which is the 2 square one, decreased the amount of air, but did not create a complete vacuum in the sealed vessel. Okay. So that is get gold by aiming at target. And that one, aim at vessel to retrieve it. Okay. Can I do something about that in here? So I just want to put... That's to do with gold. This is to do with air. That one is to do with matter. I'm assuming... that was spontaneous combustion, was it not? So heat. And so it's just going to be increase and decrease. That's what this is. So that is decrease. And this is increase. Nice. He's only gone and done it. Okay. So increase, decrease. And then the symbols mean gold, air, matter, heat. I should really write that down. Matter, air, and heat. Okay. Okay. So at the moment, the idle is set to increase. There you go. Increase and then air. So that's why it's exploded, because lots of air has increased. Meanwhile, that... it's over here. Increased the amount of air in a sealed vase. When Hardy and Jack entered the room, the vase exploded and killed them both. Okay. So, it's got to be what this... Edmund Cloudsley needed a corpse. Was it Edmund? Was it Edmund who wanted it? I think it was. Yes. Do not want it too decayed. The more recently it's died, the better. So that, yeah, Edmund wanted a corpse. Hardy Abe, along with a couple of sisters, delivered a coffin. I don't want it to be corpse here. Yeah. Walter Keane suddenly shot. This is where we're going wrong. So, what suddenly happened? So, you are Lucius Smith. Ah, by the gods, what was that? I mean, that might have been a club. That looks like a club. It is Mad Libs, isn't it? David Goran is in charge of all security and arms. Hang on. Suddenly exploded, clubbed, shot, stabbed. You don't... That's not a stab. But it's got to be suddenly... This door was locked from the inside, yes? Because that's there and this is here. So that door was locked on the inside. Skull stabs, yeah, indeed. Skull stabs aren't common. And he's got the club with him, so I don't think anyone was doing any clubbing in here. But golden doubloon? Maybe he's just yelling because of the explosion. And we can see... Hang on, the door was open because look at the flame. Look at the flame. The flame is being blown by this explosion. So that door was actually open? Oh yes, I just want to have a look. So we've got 2 apples here. Oh, is that a golden apple? Is that what that is? Increased gold? No, it said it was a green apple. Increase matter, decrease matter. I just want to have another look at the thing because I want to see what was going on here with the fruit. So that is... Oh, there's a third symbol here. So that is increase, air and vessel, and then there's a third one that we don't know what the third bit means yet. Increase heat, decrease heat. Increase matter heat, decrease matter heat. Increase, decrease. Okay. So who came in? So let's say you suddenly came in and you clubbed. And you clubbed David. That's what I think happened. Upon entering, Hardy Abe, because it looks like a clubbing wound, clubbed David Goran. There you go, that's what happened. To gain entrance to Edmund Cloudsley's secret forest cabin, gentleman robber Walter Keane pretended to deliver a corpse to Edmund for his experiments. On entering the cabin, the robbers ambushed the servants and Edmund locked himself in his study. While the robbers were sawing through the lock, that's why he had a saw. That's why I had a saw. It was closed from the inside, but it was open, and it was open from the inside because they sawed it. There we go. Wish I'd seen that. While the robbers were sawing through the lock, Edmund prepared a trap with the idol that killed 2 of the intruders. Nice. There we go. Let's have a look at this. Then, Sir Coroner, the bandits accidentally set off my master's laboratory chemical ingredients. What happened afterwards? I managed to fend the rest of them off, but my master, Lord Edmund Cloudsley, got caught in the blast, which severely disfigured him, and soon he died afterwards, bless his soul. Is that true, or is he just hiding somewhere? Let's go on to number 7. Chapter 3 is the Ascent. Oh my goodness, what on earth is going here? The strange practices of a secret society. Okay, we are in the woods. And there's someone here who on his back has got like an eye and a hand. Okay. Yes, a hand and an eye. Why are you still... The tattoo depicts a hand and eye. Yes, I could have told you that. I can see. In his backpack a loaded pistol. David. The gathering will be on March the 14th. To follow our plan, we should be there at least 2 hours before midnight. The target will arrive in full costume. Grab rope and weapons. I mean, this just sounds all kinds of dirty weekend. WK, okay. Ash Blair finds tobacco. To David Goran for reliable service from EC. Hang on, we've seen that watch before, so we're going to have to find out whose watch that is and whose tobacco that is. Some rope, shabby formal coat, a dagger. In this bag, a stabby sword, a loaded pistol, the hats, but from different hats. Obviously from a different angle, those are just different hats. A new clean coat, so he's got his clean coat in one bag and his dirty one in another. A hat. Interesting. What looks like two sets of different footprints. You've got two different shoes there, probably helping to drag a body, because there's sort of two grooves that could be where, you know, the feet of a corpse were being dragged, maybe. We can see it going through there, and then they went round here and through there and up there by the looks of it. So let's follow it round. They went the other side of this bush, so is there something in this bush now? No, hang on, there's a furrow here. Oh, it goes up there. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Let's go in the Hobbit house. Masters. It's 31 words I need to find. I found 2 so far. I ventured on the Order's mission to reclaim our fire-breathing relic, and with great resolve punish the despicable enemy. I, with a few brave companions, fearlessly entered his hideout and in a remote hunting cabin. So this is Walter Keane in the previous scene. That rhymes. Walter Keane in the previous scene. But the devil has prepared a treacherous trap, and an explosion slaughtered my dearest friends as we entered his study. Thanks to my sturdy physique, I survived the blast, only to be assaulted by the enemy's lackey, assassin warrior David Goran, who I then clubbed on the head, and a pack of bloodthirsty hounds. Golden doubloon? Lovely! After an hour of fight, I received numerous deadly wounds, in spite of which I prevailed and defeated my assailants with my martial training. I discovered the enemy's dead body, slain by the trap of his own making, but no trace of the relic. Oh, so Edmund Cloudesley has died. I am forced to go into hiding because the government's watchmen are watching me. Hello! Hello, Aiden. It's Pi Day. It's not Pi Day. 0507? 75? I'm forced to go in hiding because the government's watching me. I want to have recovered from my deadly wounds. I'm shaking off the watchmen. I'll send you my next report. May the Griffin awaken. Walter Keane. So that's that. There's 3 scrolls here. So that first one, the date was January the 5th, 1789. This one is October the 20th, 1789. So that clearly puts the time into perspective. What the scene that we did just now was months ago. Masters, I must apologise 1,000 times for my absence, but my road to recovery was full of peril and valour that cannot be sufficiently conveyed in writing. The government dogs and spies chased me tirelessly. I was forced to seek refuge in Aquitania to recover from my still dire wounds. There, I finally bested my pursuers with the help of Lazarus Hurst, a young resourceful gentleman whom I met in a remote manor one dark winter's night. Oh, I bet you did, you saucy thing. Now, not only did he earn my trust by stepping into the fray against the villains, but he turned out to be well versed in the arcane arts. Of course, not yet close to your skills. I finally recovered and I plan to return to Albion. I suggest that Lazarus will be a fine addition to the Order. I vouch for him, and I will invite him to undergo the appropriate trial. May the Griffin awaken, Walter Keane. Okay, so we're going to be seeing this secret society do its initiation in a second, I think, aren't we? 1790, so we're now, this is a whole year onwards from the previous one. Illuminated Masters, I object to the admittance of the individual Lazarus Hurst to our brethren. I submit that our dark-hand brother Walter Keane, who vouches for him, cannot be trusted because he is a liar and a thief. I am certain that on dispatching our enemy, he kept the golden fire-breathing relic for himself. And we know that you're right here, Geoffrey Sinclair. We know you're actually right. Nothing will move me on this. He must produce the relic, apologise personally to me, and afterwards be expelled from our brotherhood. Sir Geoffrey Sinclair. Okay, so if you have 1 eye, you're an initiate. 2 eyes, you're a steward. 3 eyes, you are a master. Okay. Brothers wear robes appropriate to their rank. So that's why he had a hand on his back. A tattoo. What have we got here? The Dark Hands, the Proud Beasts, the Water Snakes. So we know that the person in the forest there, who's now deaded, was a Dark Hands initiate. And we think... I think... Lazarus... Did it say Dark Hands? Walter Keane. Do we know if he's a Dark Hand or not? But anyway, okay, interesting. Up all right, up all right, up all right. Did not see that. Thank you very much. There we go. Left. Not going left. Hang on. Dark Hands, Proud Beasts, Water Snakes. There we go. Going right. Okay. Going from left to right. What do we have here? A man with a house on his back. A man without a mouth eating food. And that first one had 1 up here, and this one has 2. A fish. Are these 4 trials? These are probably 4 trials, so he's got to do something about moving a lot of weight, not eating, being a fish, and then being outside for a day without clothes, something like that. Prepare to receive what you have earned. Yes, it's quite creepy, isn't it, Catus? So, brother, a member of our order has proposed a new candidate to join our brotherhood. Our brother's trustworthiness, however, has been challenged. Therefore, we have decided to take measures to resolve the fate of these individuals. If the brother proves himself, he can vouch for the newcomer. If the newcomer survives the appropriate trial, he will join our ranks. You are summoned to join our gathering on March the 14th to fulfill your role in the rites of the brotherhood, the Council of Masters. There's a branding there. And a lion. So that's the something hat. The Proud Beast. 2 ruby rings. 1 in his pocket, 1 on his finger. Ruby ring in his pocket, ruby ring on his finger. I signalled to Griffin who I am. I accept my fate, whatever it may be. That isn't Edmund Cloudsley, is it? It's got the right sort of chin, though. But it isn't. Oh my goodness, what on earth is going on here? So... Okay, so we need to work out what this test is, probably. You must endure the tests. And it's administered by that. Okay, fine, we'll deal with that in a second. And up here, what do we have? We have here, done when an accuser has challenged a defender. Both drinkers must be barefoot. The substance is added depending on the severity of the accusation, including deadly poison. Add substance to one of the cups. Defender chooses first. Accuser chooses the remaining. Both partake in the wine cups. That does not sound great. The Ritual of Squabble. Oh, I'd love to participate in the Ritual of Squabble. Or would I? Let's have a read them. Only initiates can be defender and accuser. The sword must be borne by any dark hand. Required decorations of the hall. Grim Reaper never timed it. Okay. Ritual of Conflict. The accuser must deeply hate the defender. So we need to work out what ritual this is. Okay, and then on this one, the Ritual of Dispute, the Ritual of Discord. Only stewards or higher can be defender and accuser. The scepter must be borne by Water Snake Master. Oh my goodness. We will be able to work this all out. We will easily be able to work it all out. I say easily, that's not a good thing. So yeah, we'll need to work out what all these things are. Okay, so here is The Griffin has spoken. A tray with a small vial of unknown substance and a ruby ring. So it's poison. The Griffin has spoken. Ring. 2 cups on a stone altar. They contain some wine but are almost empty. Yeah, he's not done well. But which one was it in? I assume that one because it's nearer him, but don't know. Or her, but probably him. The man in the mask is not breathing. Ruby ring. The Griffon has spoken. Silver tankard with some red wine in it. And a ruby ring. Deaded, yes. There's a key there as well. In fact, that's going to be useful. Sorry. Let us await the results from the chamber below. A ceremonial sword and a ruby ring. The Griffon has spoken. A ceremonial scepter and a ruby ring. What do we need to find out then? Lots of things. So we need to work out the what each of these things means. We need to work out who all these people are, who you are in the forest, and the ritual. Right. Where to begin? So let's go to you, because we know from the letters that it's we know that Geoffrey Sinclair is objecting to Walter Keane. So those are those two. Geoffrey Sinclair and Walter Keane are the two that are in the challenge. New piece of paper. Because it's Geoffrey Sinclair versus Walter Keane. Just going to look at Walter Keane in the previous chapter. You're going to be the one with the mask, aren't you? Yeah. But you've got that hat. And we know you like hats. Okay. Is that the same hat? It's different hair. Very different hair. Because the guy had long flowing hair in the previous one. David the Gathering. So you are David. You've got to be someone called David because you've received this, and you've also brought the ropes and everything, haven't you? The target will arrive in full costume. Grab rope and weapons. Well, got rope, got weapons. You are David, someone or other. But we don't need to know that. Darn. Oh yes, yes we do. David. And I'm assuming the only David we know is a David Goran. But he had much longer hair as well. Okay, well you're a David. David Darkhand? Is that going to be like your surname? No. Of course not. But we know we know he is an initiate. Huh. Let's look at the shoes. Let's look at the shoes of the people in here. They have to be barefoot anyway, and it's difficult to tell what's going on with the shoes. But the shoes are going to be important. The eye banner. We know that he was an initiate. Yeah, Catnip. Good evening. Hope you're doing well. Okay. So I think one of those is Geoffrey Sinclair and one of those is Walter Keane. Both of them are wearing the same thing. In terms of the habit, but oh, you're going for Initiate David. Okay, I'm happy with that. That's quite good. Here, move you there and do Initiate. I hadn't thought about that. Where's Initiate? Ah, that's going to be a surname. Or David Initiate? No. Thank you. Yes, I saw that jigsaw you posted. You messaged to me, Kat. That looks like a very fun jigsaw. So they're wearing the same robe but different things. So one of these is going to be Initiate, Master, Steward. That's one set, and the other three are going to be Dark Hand, Water Snake, Proud Beast. So we'll work that out soon. Where do I find that first nugget of information that's going to let me work everything out? At the moment, I know I'm flitting. I will settle in a second. So you've got that. So you're going to tell us the rank and affiliation. So you are the new initiate. You are the new. So you are being tested, and you're being tested. So you are. What was the name of the person being tested? I cannot remember. It was Lazarus, wasn't it? Someone like Lazarus Hurst. So we know that you are being tested. Whoops. So you are Lazarus Hurst. We know who you are now. Ritual of something or other. So let's have a look at... So in his hand he's got... So that's one eye will make you initiate, and that will make you a proud beast. So I assume you can only brand in your own affiliation. We know that one of these now means proud beast. So either red and fur, red grassy furry thing, or sort of green diamond coat. One of those means proud beast. It's got to be it's admission. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Administered by any master. Administered by Proud Beast Steward. So it's not that one because you're administered by a Dark Hand Steward, and that's Water Snake Master. And we know that it's not that. We know it's either Proud Beast or Master. Good evening, Digital David. So we know it's either Inception or Admission. So 1 is like a snail. Well, that looks like a snail. 2 is either fire or time. I'm assuming that's going to be time. 3, what is that fish all about? You must not drink or something like that. 4 is either forest or star. I feel like it's going to be forest, isn't it? I feel like it's going to be forest. I don't quite know why. Yeah, snail is the house on the back. I would agree there, Meredith. So do we think that it is the test of Inception that he's trying to do? Because it is also a Proud Beast that is doing it. We know that for sure, and we'll also then know that it's a steward. So I'm going to go with Inception. The ritual of Inception. I think that's where we're going. I'm going to see if we can put Proud Beast Steward here, but it's probably after... Oh, no, that's good. That is good. So. We know that either this or this, indeed, means Proud Beast, and the other means Steward. Okay. So I think that's everything in here that we've dealt with, really, isn't it? We know that they are the same. They are either both stewards or both proud beasts. Only initiates may be defender and accuser. The accuser must deeply hate the defender. The sword must be borne by any initiate. No, we're after accuser and defender here. So only initiates for the Ritual of Squabble. Stewards or higher. The houses of the accuser and defender stand behind their brothers. Well, that isn't the case here. Because they've got different robes and faces in total. So it cannot be the Ritual of Discord. The scepter must be borne by a water snake master. That is possible because it is entirely different from these. That can work. The sword must be borne by a dark hand. That is possible. The sword must be borne by an initiate for that one. Possible. Required decorations of the hall. Okay. So, Grim Reaper, the never-tiring teacher, the feeder of mouths. So it's these things that I assume. So what are these things? So that's the Grim Reaper, isn't it? Right there. So that is in there. That is the Ritual of Squabble. So, okay. So we now know it's not the Ritual of Conflict. There is no Grim Reaper here. We know it's not the Ritual of Discord because the masks and the cloaks don't work. So we know it's either Dispute or Squabble. We're down to Dispute or Squabble. The never-tiring teacher, the feeder of mouths. That's a key in a book. The keeper of treasures. Well, that'll be a key or a book. The never-tiring teacher. Did I do this? The feeder of mouths just doesn't work here for this, does it? So it's got to be this one. The keeper of treasures and the never-tiring teacher. A book is a never-tiring teacher because it's a book. It will always teach you. It doesn't go to sleep. And the keeper of treasures, well, that's key. So we know it's the Ritual of Dispute. Ritual of Dispute. So now we know that only stewards or higher can be defender and accuser. Okay. And they've got the same coat as the person downstairs who is a steward. And different. So we know that it's the coat that means steward. The coat means steward. That means proud beast. So we've got a steward that is a dark hand and a steward that is a... the other one, water snake. You'd imagine that that's the water snake, right? Just because it looks more snaky and watery than that. No. The scepter must be borne by a water snake master. Well, there you go. Master, water snake. Boom. So, water snake and master, and therefore dark hand. Initiate. Yes! I love how everything slowly pieces together. It slowly pieces together. And actually, did this person have a mask on them, this David person? Because we know that they're a Dark Hand Initiate. So we could have probably just looked at his robe, couldn't I, thinking about it? Yes, he had the Dark Hand Initiate robe. Let's look at it. Proof. Proof right here. It's going to be in the clean bag. So, oh no, interesting. New clean coat. Okay. There's your robe. So therefore, we already knew that was an initiate's robe. We knew ages ago that was an initiate's robe. Okay. What do I... Thank you, David, for being slightly helpful, but not very helpful. Did I miss something else really obvious, Catus? Probably. So do I just need to put... like proud beast in these? But no, we've been given names, haven't we? So it's got to be names. So we know that David, the only David we know is a Goran. But it doesn't look like David Goran from last time. David Goran was invited, someone was challenged to a dispute ritual. So we know that Walter Keane was challenged to a dispute ritual because he hid the golden idol, and this Jeffrey Sinclair fellow found out or had worked out that, oh no, this golden idol hasn't gone missing, that as you've claimed, you've got it. He, along with ambushed okay. So here, so yeah, that's you being dragged along, Mr. David. So are we after? Have we got here an initiate called David? I submit that our Dark Hand brother, Walter Keane... we know that Walter Keane is Dark Hand. So, Walter Keane is him, and he survives. He survives. Walter Keane survives. Jeffrey Sinclair is a dead 'un. Okay. It came from a letter... Came from this letter. David. And that's a hat. So we know that's Walter Keane and Jeffrey Sinclair. So we've got an initiate here. Another initiate here. And then we've got two masters, one proud beast, one water snake. How do I find out? And why have we been told that there's two different sets of footprints? I can see that there... Hang on. That's this. Sassimora David Goran. So it's got to be David Goran. It's not? I did that earlier. Brother, a new... brother just has been challenged. If you can vouch, you are summoned to join our gathering and fulfill your role in the rites of the Brotherhood. So we know that Lazarus... So Lazarus... Where are you? Lazarus Hurst passed the Inception ritual to become it's an initiate. And it's Proud Beast, yes. That's going to be the end of it. They've taken the shoes off, haven't they? Why is that important? Why? He, along with one, ambushed this David person. David has been ambushed. That, posing as David... Right, so that is... So he was a Dark Hand initiate. Dark Hand is this. So you are there. Right, he's now got the wine. He has... fiddled with the trial. Whoever this... they fixed it, haven't they? They fixed it so Jeffrey Sinclair definitely died and Walter Keane definitely did not die. And I think that's going to be posing as Dark Hand Initiate. Something... So he signalled to, I don't know which one yet, with a tray maybe, with a cup. No, it's going to be he's the one doing the signalling. So it's got to be the. What was he holding? What was it called? A tankard. So he signalled with a tankard, which cup had no poison. Something the other, so drank the other cup and died. So that's going to be Jeffrey Sinclair drank the other cup and died. So Walter Keane goes up here. I always call them Porter and Messel because I always get Mortar and Pestle. I always manage to get it wrong. Okay. So, that is not David. He is still in the woods. He is not that he should be there performing this role, but he is not. Hang on. One step further. Hang on. Why is there rope on him? The rope is to tie up him. Hang on, sorry. So, actually, going one step further... David? That isn't David. That isn't David. That is David Goran. David Gorman. David Goran, along with others, ambushed this person. So we need a Dark Hand Initiate, the name of a Dark Hand Initiate. Oh, hang on. It was the Ritual of Dispute, wasn't it? I can put that in. Where's Dispute? Why haven't I got the word Dispute? Dispute. I swear I did that. Oh, it's because I moved it over here, didn't I? So Walter Keane and David Goran ambushed this person, and then David Goran, posing as a Dark Hand Initiate, signals with that. So it's just, who is this person? Who is the Dark Hand Initiate? So he's got that hat. Now, who is the person who had the sword, who had a set of hats in the last scene? It was, he says, checking, it was Walter Keane. Oh, well, that's wrong then. Darn. What type of boxes do you have to fill in? They're either names or these. Oh, is it not? I'm not after specific names. It is just. Could I have just done initiate, etc., etc., etc.? Initiate, master, water snake, proud beast. Okay. So if I hadn't have put Walter Keane there, Jeffrey Sinclair and David Goran, if I'd have just gone master, etc., etc., would that have also worked? Anyway. So is this just... That's just Dark Hand Initiate. Okay. So therefore, ambushed a Dark Hand Initiate. There we go. Yes. After being challenged to a ritual with potentially deadly consequences, Walter conspired with David to devise a plan which would ensure his own safety. Because they're all going to arrive in costume anyway, so they don't know who's under the mask. It's like the Masked Singer, isn't it? They captured a Brotherhood member on his way to the gathering. David took his costume so that, during the ritual of the dispute, he could indicate to Walter which cup was poisoned. Therefore, Walter chose the safe cup, and his opponent drank the poison and deaded. There we go. Part the 8th. The crowning celebration by the lighthouse. Okay, there's a lot going on here. And there's a deaden over here. Right. Rules, history. The one who claims to be the Griffin Reborn must perform a miracle. If someone repeats the miracle, it is proven that it wasn't a miracle but mere magic. Claimant is punished with death. If no one can repeat the miracle, the masks fall. Claimant is crowned as the Griffin Reborn with a funky hat. In fact, the two hats combined in some way, I think. Okay. History. Oh, Lord. The first Darkhand Lord Harrington demonstrated flying. Jumped off a cliff to his death. 1756, proud Beastmaster Lord Pledsley performed a seance talking to the spirits. Lord Angus MacBairn repeated the miracle, proving him unworthy. In 1764, Darkhand Master Lord Jones demonstrated the creation of the homunculus, a tiny man. Lord Angus MacBairn produced a homunculus as well. That's going to be Angus MacBairn who's deaded, isn't it? Because he keeps doing it, and that is too dangerous. This is a short chapter, the next one is lengthy. Okay, if I finish off... Yeah. Tell me whether it's better to stop after this one or the next one. Probably do the next one next week, because that leaves 3 for next week, is that right? Anyway, this music, what the heck is going on? This is how I would play a violin. Proud Beastmaster Lord White carried out hypnosis of a servant, Angus MacBairn. Hypnotised the same dude as well. Yeah, he's a jerk, isn't he? I'm guessing that's you. Oh. Okay. This man is not breathing and has a severe wound at the back of his head. So he's not dead, but he's not going to live. His arm appears broken. He's got a ruby ring. Water Snake Master. Lately I have experienced disturbing dreams and I feel cursed. Are you the source of this with your magic? Desist immediately. And know that when pushed, my rage is absolute. Do not toy with the well-being of the Empire's general, for I do not tolerate being attacked. In my many voyages, I have learned the dark arts too. If need be, I'll summon 1,000 invisible demons to crush your bones. Proud Beastmaster. Dear friend, it is not so simple for me to get you a seat alongside me on the Court of Directors at the Seven Seas Company. As a doctor, I recommend you to stop obsessing over it. It will only unbalance your humours. Let us discuss alternatives at the next party at Kensington Palace. Both legs appear broken. Okay. I don't know what that means. It looks like a basic flute or something like that with a weird thing. 5 strange-looking masks. Ah, yes. 2... Oh, I should have taken a screenshot. 2 proud beasts, 2 green ones, and 1 water one. Why are we interested in his shoes? That was an actual miracle. Unbelievable. So, is there a Griffin Reborn, a ruby ring, and a seal with the number 7 on it? What haven't I? Oh, a heavy seal. Arf! Kneel before the Griffin Reborn and make ready. I will lead you, brothers, to great many changes. A ruby ring. Here we go. Miracle preparation. So that's decrease air input. Aim at sky. Press lever to maximum position and hold for at least 10 seconds. At this point, the idol should be full enough to perform the miracle once. Okay, so he's cheated it, whatever it is. Miracle hypothesis. The water works better, but the effect is not as convincing. Therefore, increase air. Main challenge is ensuring my balance when holding on to the idol. Okay, practice is paramount. So that's probably why, because he's sort of tied. Is he tied here? No, I just think he's balancing in some way. And third one, safety notice. Upon pulling the trigger, if the glyph input is meaningful, the idol will perform the intended action on the target it can see. If the eye is red, it is ready for an increase input and will turn blue afterwards. If the eye is blue, you can only perform decrease inputs and it will turn red afterwards. So it's full empty indicator. Ah, he's got Spurs. Okay, no Spurs. Spurs. Other football teams are available. And thus the Griffin Reborn revealed himself to his brothers by demonstrating a true miracle with the fancy hat. No Spurs. Here, I brought back your staff, O Griffin Reborn. 6 hats. A golden snuff box filled with opium powder. Whatever the heck that is. Oh, it's got the golden idol in it. Okay. So that is increase air. And that is that. Okay, so that is the other half of whatever this thing is. It's the other half of that. Interesting. So were you blown off? Let me rephrase. That is not our raid phrase. Were you blown away by this device? Because air increased, so it went... And there are 5 masks here, and he's got his mask on. So there are 6 people and there are 6 masks. Ruby Ring and Dear Master McBin, these threats to contact the Chief Inspector about my past offend me greatly. Being an honest soul, I have no choice but to comply with your base demands. I may have invited Lazarus into our brotherhood, but he has not shared all his secrets with me. Luckily, I had an opportunity to see him practicing this miracle. He has a magical artifact hidden in his cane. When performing the miracle, he inputs the following glyphs. Increase air. Then he presses a small lever on the handle of the cane and it grants him powers to demonstrate the miracle. I have no doubt the staff will work just as well in your hands as his. So who? No Spurs. So I'm assuming it's the one with Spurs who could dig into the ground or something, you know. What haven't I looked at? The Ruby Ring. No, what else haven't I looked at? The golden idol is enclosed within the handle of an ornamental cane. Okay. What an honour to experience such a historical event. Another watch. Ruby Ring. Protocol of an attempt to demonstrate a miracle. June the 23rd, 1791. Location, the lighthouse on the Gull Islet near the Horn of Codhead. New. Present, Angus McBairn, Alistair Koch, James Turner, Walter Keane, Lazarus Hurst. In charge of notes, Mr. Nicholas Maker. Dear Watersnake Brother Maker, as the director of the Seven Seas Trading Company, I do not assess work applications. Please go through official channels so my staff can evaluate your credentials as an attorney. Dark Handmaster JT. So we'll need to work out who is who again and what all the symbols are. So that we can work out who is who, because I bet that's going to be part of the thinking panel. Yeah, identify the people, do that. Ooh. And ooh. People who had the magical relic in their hands chronologically. Ooh. No Spurs. The door is locked from the inside, which means there must be someone up here, right? By guarding the lighthouse, you guard the Empire! Okay. Lighthouse, a trapdoor that connects the staircase to the top of the lighthouse, not locked. Okay. So someone went into the lighthouse, went all the way up to the top and jumped back down. Because the only way it can be locked from the inside. Now I've missed a word. Where have I missed a word? Oh, I haven't clicked on the oars. There you go. A set of heavy wooden oars. Oh, and the water. Ah, hello. So he wasn't blasted over there. So this is the person who murdered him or has hurt him, because there's only one set of these shoes. There are two sets of these footprints. So therefore that person came back, but this person only went one way. Ah, and they are Spurs. You're absolutely right. Spurs. Hang on. But he's the one who was deaded. So did he nick his boots? It was then that I was in possession of the golden idol. Okay. Right. So, can anyone remember which of these things was which? The initiate was the purple one. We know that... So you are Nicholas Maker. Let's do you. Nicholas Maker. We know that's you. And we know that you are Water Snake. So we can... From the 5 things here, we know that that is his mask. The Water Snake is done. So it's either Proudfoot? No, that's a Harry Potter thing. Proud Beast. Goodness. So you were White Robes were Masters, thank you. The greens were stewards. That I've got down. So these are just... It's not that you're an initiate. You're just not in it. I think. Is that right? So. Oh, those are okay. And so. So what are the 3 things? Water Snake, Proud Beast, and what was the other one? Thank you. Dark Hand. Thank you. So the Dark Hand is the... Is the Dark Hand this green one? And then Proud Beast is red with green tufts, and then Water Snake is sort of the grey, ghouly one. So he's tried to nick it, hasn't he? He has tried to take this, I think, at some point. He's crushed his bones. Good evening, Diddy! Have you played this yet? If you haven't, spoilers obviously, we are about 2/3 of the way through. Indeed, Diddy. So, what do I need to... Oh, this is a great game, Diddy. You will love it. You will love it, because I know the sort of things you like. So, how am I going to work out who is whom? Oh, hang on. So, who have we got? Where are we? There we are. So we've got Angus McBain, Angus Cock, James Turner, Walter Keane and Lazarus Hurst. So we should be able to do these two, because we know how they were from last time. So Walter Keane and Lazarus Hurst. So I'm going to go back to this one. I have. This is... similar. So, well, you're okay. Walter Keane is that. Lazarus. I didn't put it on YouTube. No, I didn't. I'm afraid. Probably could though. Need to go and goodness knows. I will have the video somewhere, but I'm probably not going to put it on YouTube, I'm afraid. It was a long time ago that I played that. So Master McBain. So we know Lazarus is an initiate. And there's only one other initiate. So you are Lazarus. So we can do that. It said you are Lazarus Hurst. Anyway, I really recommend this game to you, and I'm not saying don't watch me, but play this game. Yes, he did because of the chin. Thank you, Catus. Walter Keane. I don't know what Walter Keane looks like. We've had. So, I mean, you're third. You are the person who to hold it third in chronological order. You are going to be first, and you... Oh, he fell from the top of the lighthouse. He's going to say, "Oh, I believe I can fly," and then he couldn't. That's what he's done. That's what he's done. I've seen that game. It doesn't quite tick my boxes, and I can't tell you why, did he? But yeah, I have seen that on Steam. So that's how he died. He has gone from the top of the lighthouse and deaded. But... So... Okay. Right, that explains the footprints. So what happened is, someone went to the top of the lighthouse and gently floated down, performing the miracle. Angus McBain, who is here, tried to then re-perform the miracle. So whoever performed the miracle successfully, who is the person, has now walked over here with one set of footprints. The person with the spur. So that's Lazarus. He then tries to perform the miracle. It does no longer have any air in it, so he can't slow himself down. He dies a horrible death. You, with your healed shoes, go and collect the now broken staff, and that is why there are two footprints of you. So I now know that you held it first, you held it second, you held it third. So we now know that you are Angus McBain. McBairn. I wouldn't say Bairn. Sorry. Was it Alistair or Angus? It was Angus McBain. So that's what has happened here. McBain. That's you. And we know that you were the second person to hold it, and that Nicholas Maker, and that Lazarus Hurst is first. Well, they're fairly self-explanatory. Well, so all we know is what's gone on here. Whoops. So we're just trying to work out who has done what here. So you're the notary. So who else do we have here? So we know who Angus McBain is. So we've got Lord Alistair Cock. Dr. James Turner. And Sir Walter Keane. Those are the three people who we have yet to identify. They're going to be these three. So... Now, it looks like no one else's shoes have that heel bit. So you are definitely the person to be number 3. I know! 'Cause I just can't remember it. If I go back to... Whoops, go back to this one. There was stuff about Walter Keane in the forest, wasn't there? Do we know his... Like, Walter Keane, we know that here, these are his... That he is a... mid-level. He's a steward. And he's that. But... Does that help us in this one? Yeah, because that's you. Because you're the only one wearing that thing. There you go. That's very helpful. So that is... You are Walter Keane. And therefore, we can also put you here. And that is correct. Okay. Oh, the hats. Was he the one with... Was he the hat guy? Okay, yeah. So he's got a letter to that. Let's have a look. So you've got a seal and it says 7. And you have the silver crown. So why would you have a seal with the number 7? Oh, they're fashion catalogues, are they? Ah, it's like early Argos. Okay, Hatgos. Hats Direct. Hats for you. Hat Magazine Weekly. Why do we have a heavy seal? Why is that important? Now, why do we... So we've got the rules. That's fine. And the history. So that just tells us it's always Angus MacBain who is the person testing it. Hatterson, yeah. Hatsy, it's like Etsy, but for hats. JT. So Dr. James Turner does not assess work applications. Please go through the official channels so my staff can evaluate your credentials as an attorney. So Darkhand Master. Well, they're both masters because they're in the right rows. How do I know which one is the Darkhand? It's not going to be from the position of these, is it? Is it? Because you are there. And you... Lazarus, you were that as well? So therefore you are in order. Okay, it's these 5 in that order. So the Darkhand Master is this one. So that is... No. No, that's not right, is it? No, ignore that. Because you are Darkhand, and you are Darkhand, none of which are Masters. Yeah, so ignoring that. Lazarus's proud beast. What makes you say that? Oh yes, because we knew that from before. Oars, just a set of heavy wooden oars. We got that from the word oar. Anyway, I can fill in something, something, something to something, using the to demonstrate the miracle of flight, the miracle of the miracle of flying, and become Griffin reborn. The afterwards. This resulted in Angus's death. Angus MacBain from a lighthouse wound, from a head wound. It's just from an all-over wound. not a lighthouse wound. From an idol wound, a hypnosis, a homunculus, no, a head wound. I mean, head wound is the only thing, but it was his bones. It was his bones. Oh, yeah, hang on. He does... His bones are all there. But he has got something wrong with his head as well, I think. Like, there. I'm going to go with head wound, just because it makes sense in the terms of the sentence. But yeah, all his bones used to be bones. They're no longer proper bones. So they jumped from the lighthouse afterwards. So that is going to be Angus MacBain. Again. So we know that Lazarus Hurst jumped with the idol Lazarus Hurst jumped with the using the idol. No, it's jumped from the lighthouse using the idol. Jumped. I'm using everything twice, which is a bit weird, but let's see. Jumped from the lighthouse. Is this correct? Yes. So when Lazarus Hurst jumped from the lighthouse and survived using the hidden golden idol, Master Angus MacBain thought he had enough information to repeat the miracle and prevent Lazarus from becoming Griffin Reborn. He seized the star from Lazarus, locked the lighthouse door to prevent foul play. However, he did not know of all the secrets of the idol, and did not work for him, and he jumped to his death. So now all we have to do is this, such and such blackmailed to find out how would perform the miracle of Oh, I think that's a historical one, isn't it? And also, we've got these. So we've got Alistair Cock and James Turner. How do I work out you? You've got a seal. Why would you have a seal? What does that mean? It's a lord and a doctor. I don't know why a doctor would have a seal. So if JT does not assess work applications, maybe the seal is used for work applications, so you are not. So you are the other one because you've got the seal. So let's go with that. And James Turner. No, it's the other way round. Angus had letters as well. Now, who's Angus? Do you know, I've already forgotten. He had letters as well. Okay. Water Stake Master beat Proud Beast Master. You the source of this magic to cease immediately. And then the other one. It's not so simple for me to get you a seat alongside me on the Court of Directors of the Seven Seas Company. As a doctor, I'd recommend you to stop obsessing over it. It will only unbalance your humours. Let us discuss alternatives next party at Kensington Palace. Now, that does have a seal on it, that doctor thing, but then so does this one. Seven Seas? I don't know. Anyway, you'll be pleased to know I can't remember which way around I put these. You will be very pleased to know. So, I'm literally starting from scratch again because I cannot remember. Where's the clue? What's the thing that tells us? Give me a hint if you know it. It's got to be this. That's just broken. Oh, a severe wound to the back of his head. Okay, it does even say. So, as a doctor, so we know that Dr. James Turner wanted something on at the Seven Seas Company. There you go, and that's why you were saying Seven Seas. Seven Seas. So you are the Doctor. So the Doctor, James Turner, is you, and then the other one is Alistair. There we go. Now, such and such blackmailed someone else to find out how someone would perform the miracle of something. Now, this is probably going to go to this, isn't it? Yeah, Lord Harrington was just a muppet. He just jumped off a cliff to his death. It's going to be this one, isn't it? Because this is the only one. So let's have a look at your... Because I think it's going to be... It's all going to be to do with you. Water Snake Master is him. It's from Proud Beast. And this is from 1791. If we look at the history, 1791 is 20 years later, darn. So we need to find that someone blackmailed someone else to find out how a third person would perform a miracle. As director of the Seven Seas Company. Oh, JT. Okay. Please go through official channels so my staff can evaluate your credentials as an attorney. But so JT, he works for the Seven Seas Company, but he doesn't assess work applications. So why does he have one of their stamps? It should be his minions. Anyway, never mind. Not that. These threats. Okay, here we go. To contact the Chief Inspector about my past offending me greatly. Being an honest soul, I have no choice but to comply with your base demands. I may have invited Najus into our brotherhood, but he's not shared all his secrets with me. Luckily, I've had an opportunity to see him practicing this miracle. Okay, so this is where it's all hidden. He has a magical artifact hidden in his cane. When performing the miracle, he input the following glyphs. Then he presses a small lever on the handle on the cane. It grants him the powers to demonstrate the miracle. I've no doubt his staff will work just as well in your hands as in his. Sincerely, Dark Hand Steward. So, Master McBain is the one who wanted to know. McBain. So you did the blackmailing. I mean, technically true, Digital David, yes. It's the miracle of flight yet again. And it is how Lazarus would do it. But who did he blackmail? He blackmailed this person, who is Walter Keane. Hooray! No jingly jangly sound because we've already... If you fill in this one first, it does it. But there we go. There we go. That is 8 chapters in. So I've got 4 to go.